Hi, it's Stephanie from Mommy Standard Time and welcome to my channel. I am just your typical mom with a borderline unhealthy obsession with finding the fastest and easiest way to do things. And so on this channel, you will find ideas for saving minutes on the mundane tasks of life so that you can savor moments with your family. See what I did there? Save minutes, savor moments. Yeah, that's my thing. I don't know about you, but right before Christmas, I always like to go through the games and the toys and purge things and just make room for what's to come. And I have been organizing the game closet off and on, and I'm gonna walk you through some of the stuff that I've done. But today, we're gonna finish this project. And so I have a few tips for you on how to label your totes. If you don't love your handwriting, I'm actually gonna do a Rae Dunn inspired labeling on these. And I'll have you follow along with that and then show you some of my favorite containers that I use to help organize. So I have done something similar in other rooms in my house. And so today we're just gonna finish up this game closet. Okay, so the first thing I did to organize this closet is this closet just has one shelf. And when you start stacking things, those stacks can get a little precarious. And so what I like to use, I use these in most of our closets. I get the shoe organizers. You can find these at Home Depot. I'll link them on Amazon as well down in the description box. You can find them on Amazon, but you look, and I have it all the way up here. So my trick here though, is when you put them together, put the finished side down. So you're actually assembling it kind of upside down so that when you look up, I would have liked to have done that with these ones, but they were already assembled. And what's great about this is that, you're only stacking a couple of board games together rather than, a stack of 10 in your closet. It just makes it really easy to grab and go, and it keeps them a little more organized. That is number one. So number two, what I love is that these dish pans from the dollar store fit perfectly. And this is where we have our dice and our cards and then the little kid puzzles. But as you can see, it's getting kind of messy and it's getting kind of mixed up because I didn't have labels on here. And so today we are going to do some Rae Dunn inspired labels. I'm going to show you how I do that. So the first step is going to be to find the Rae Dunn inspired font. And so I found one at fontspace.com. Now these are free for you to use and install on your computer. Most of these you cannot make and sell things with the font, but just for personal use, which all I'm doing is labeling something in my closet in my house, so that's fine. So we're just gonna search here for Rae Dunn. And there it is, the Cami Rae is perfect. And so you're just going to download it. And depending on if you have a Mac or a PC, the instructions are going to be a little bit different for installing a font. So if you have never installed a font on your computer, there are tons of YouTube tutorials. I'm not going to go through that with you right now. So I have just used Cami Rae in size 200. And these are the labels I want to use. And I think these will be big enough. I think I might bump it up actually to, let's go select all. And we're just gonna bump it up. I don't know, maybe about, let's do 250. Okay, I think that's gonna be better. So now I'm just gonna print this and I'll show you the next step. Okay. So these don't have to be perfect. You don't need to get your paper slicer out and make sure they're square and even. And a quick chop. And then we'll move on to the next step. So all you're gonna need, you have your labels cut out. All you need is some tape, a Sharpie, and my secret weapon. I'll show it to you in just a second. The next step is to get your label onto your tote. And so you're actually gonna put it on the inside and you can kind of see through the tote. And so you can kind of position it where you want it to be. And so I'm just gonna eyeball it. And then I take just a quick piece of tape to tack it down until I can make sure it's exactly how I want it, and then just tape. That's it. And then I'm actually gonna tape around because the best tip is to come. Because we're gonna turn our tote like this. Because yes, you can see through it and probably trace just fine, but we're gonna make it a little bit easier on ourselves and use the flashlight on our phone. And if you just lay it right there, look how much better it is. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but I sure can in person. So having that phone in there, shining a brighter light while you try to trace is really helpful. And I normally use a paint pen, but for today, a fresh new Sharpie is gonna work just fine. Have my bins all labeled, but now I have a bit of a mess. Let me show you my mess. There we go. That's only part of my mess. But the last thing in keeping your game closet organized is that everything can be put away easily. So the more difficult it is to put something away, the less likely it will be put away. So what I like to do is I find little containers at the dollar store. These ones are not my favorite. These are a little too big from what I'm using them for, but these would be great for larger games like Uno. Oh, here's a perfect example. Uno is not even in here. Once you get it out of the original packaging, it is kind of hard to put those cards back in. And when it's hard to put it away, it won't get put away. So this is a perfect example. I gotta find Uno. But these larger ones are great for those bigger card games that have more cards. There are some smaller ones with the same kind of latch on them, and they come in a 2 or 3 pack, and they're usually around at the beginning of the school year. I couldn't find them today, but these also work well. They're just a little bit larger. Also, these guys come in a 2 pack, and they are perfect for the little 24-piece puzzles. Do not be afraid to take something out of its original packaging. So let me give you an example. So here's a box, takes up, quite a bit of space. Look at how much dead space is in that box. Don't be afraid to take those games and puzzles and things out of the original packaging and, save what you need. Like we save the picture of the puzzle so they know what's in there. And then they just fit super nicely. So I'm just gonna take all of this loose stuff, get it where it needs to go, and then I will show you the final result. right, so I hope you enjoyed my little game closet organization. So I love the look of having not clear boxes. I just like that it's clean. You can't see what nonsense is going on inside the box because, like, look at this one. You know, it just looks nicer. And they're only $1, the little white dish pans. So, and then you can add a label, and it doesn't have to be Rae Dunn inspired. It can be anything, but I hope watching me do that made you realize that it's super simple to label. If you don't like your handwriting, you don't have a label maker, you don't have, you know, vinyl. This is a quick and easy way with a Sharpie and a printer and some tape that you can have easily labeled boxes, even if you don't love your handwriting. All right, friends, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you don't miss the rest of Vlogmas. And I will see you tomorrow with some more holiday shenanigans.